Welcome back to Wepner Farms Productions. We got the 7R off the baler and we're gonna hook her up to the triple cutter. Take off some cocktail mix today, and there might be a little surprise later on today that I'm pretty excited for. Okay, we got the cutter hooked up and now we gotta go sharpen knives, probably eat some breakfast, and then we'll probably go out cutting. So, headed down there, down the it's down the hill, go to our knife sharpen. I went to start the front PTO, got a little nut stuck in there, it won't start, gonna have to dig it out. We got her. Boy, it's dirty down there. Didn't think it was that dirty down there. So, sharpening knives, pretty simple job here. Raise my 3-point all the way up in the air. And then I go underneath. Get our knives facing same direction. And I just pop a vice grips on the knife. Then I'll come in with my grinder and shine up that edge. So if you're ever sharpening knives on anything, your lawnmower, hay bine, disc bine, whole 9 yards, get yourself a flappy disc blade. These blades, even just for angle grinding in general, I like these more than regular blades. I think they just work better. So I'm gonna get at it and grind these up. So it really don't take much. We're just kind of lightly going on it and just getting that edge sharp again, shining it back up. Goal is to not press too hard that you're burning it, because that wrecks them. Just kind of redoing them. These knives, they're getting towards the end of their life. These have been on all year, so 2 crops of hay have gone through these already. So I think some of them have been flipped. We kind of run them till they just don't really look good anymore. You can see they're kind of getting a little rounded off on the sides, and sometimes they'll get chunks taken out of them and whatnot. So just trying to reshape them pretty much. All right, we finally got her set up and running. We got already hammered down about 60 acres of cocktail mix. We got the John Deere going, and we got this Fendt with the Kloss triple cutters. Neither of them have conditioners, but this one will do 35 feet and that one will do 30 feet. So this cutter's a little bigger, this tractor's a little bit bigger. We're just kind of running them side by side. It's a demo unit, has a total of 23 hours on it, so it's pretty much brand new machine. So we're just heading her to the next field. All the cocktail mix is down, now we're heading on to trim off all the new seating. So really like the tractor though, definitely an upgrade from the Fendt we have. So short drive to the next field, Ricky's pulling up behind, and we'll see how she goes. So this is some new seeding alfalfa. First cutting of it. Definitely looks pretty thin. Thinking some windrow. Ricky's back there. This is his first time cutting. My first time in this tractor for sure. But so far, liking it. I don't know, might have to pick me up one at the local Fendt sale. Boy, this is a steep hill. Never been on hill this steep without duals on. Quite the contour here. Yeah, so far really liking this machine though. See how it really compares next to the Samaz when we actually go to take this all off with the chopper and everything. Alright, we got another field off. We're on our way to the next field. A little feel of what I'm seeing through my eyes. Really like this cab, how it goes up yonder. Gives you a lot of visibility up there by the sun. This thing really comes down nice, and you can't see through it, so it actually blocks the sun. That's pretty handy. So yeah, enter to the next field. Gonna start opening that up. Ricky's finishing up the last pass there, and gonna learn how to use this tractor a little more. Cutting her we're going 13 miles an hour right now. Very, very thin stuff here. I think we're both running guidance. I don't really know why he did that there though, because as soon as I get down there my lines are gonna be screwed up, but it's a little deal. We'll get her. It'll be fine. What a sight. What a sight. I could get used to this tractor. I think we'll just tell them we want to keep it. Just park it in my shed. Be like a good early Christmas present. It's definitely a comfy ride going down the road. It's got a top speed of, I think, 34 you can get out of it. But got a narrower road, we're gonna not go that fast. Just gotta go up here to the next field. It's pretty close. But yeah, it's a comfy ride. It's, I don't know, honestly, it's comparable to the John Deere. I wouldn't say that it's smoother than our John Deere, but I'm not gonna complain about it though. This also has the it can inflate or deflate the tires on the go. That's pretty cool. So I haven't messed with that, and I'm not going to, but you can do that if you want to. This new seating looks a lot better. Ricky's following behind me once again. It's a nice setup. I don't know about like quadruple the price of that one. I don't know if it's a nice setup anymore, but it's cutting it. I guess that's all that matters. Alright, we finally got ourselves in a halfway decent sized field. Cruising right along, 15 mile an hour. Got our guidance set up. Ricky's up in the top field finishing up that. And yeah, it's going really good actually. Haven't found any hiccups really. The only small issue I have is folding it up. Seems like you gotta have the wings, because it can either be a 30-foot width or it can be a 35-foot width, and it seems like if you have them pulled in all the way, it doesn't like to fold into transport mode. So you kind of have to have it, there's some lines down there, you gotta have it like so that white line is showing, and then it seems to fold up fine. Other than that, and then if you want to raise one side, it's all on this box here. You have your left side and your right side to raise individually. Seems like anytime I touch that, bad news. Everything goes pot. But yeah, finally get to kind of check out the inside of the cab. First time sitting here and looking around besides just plain cutting. So I don't know if I'll be able to run you guys through this end here, but pulling up to the end, start pulling the lever back. I know it looks like a lot of buttons, because it is a lot of buttons, but it's real simple here. It's all set up. You press N, it's gonna pick up the front, then pick up the back for you. You're gonna swing it around. Auto track button right here up on top. It grabbed it, and then it's gonna find it. I'm new to this tractor, so I'm not very good lined it up yet. And then set the back down for me if I just hit that go button. And the front end makes some really wonky noises. Oh, and then we got our cruise control. So just hit that to the side and it'll get it up to speed. There's a kind of a auto adjusting in the front. That's what's making all that grinding noises. It don't sound good, and probably isn't good, but it is just a demo, so I ain't gonna really worry about it. He told me it's fine, just turn the radio up and everything will be good, so I'm taking his word for it. Basically, going through here, there's a ton you can look at just everywhere. I don't know what half of it is right now, you know, just getting into the tractor, but literally any button on here you can make do anything. So like I could switch these buttons all around to do different remotes, do different functions. It's almost limitless what you can do. Even with this joystick here, you can make that joystick go anywhere you want it to and do any function. I'm sure really if I wanted to, I could set it up to run the triple cutter on this joystick, and it's just kind of crazy. I really like the setup. It was a little overwhelming when I first got in here, but getting a little more used to it, it's a lot easier to use. And I don't know, it's kind of crazy. I'd never been in something with this much technology. That 7R, I thought that had a lot of options and technology in it, but that's almost a basic tractor now looking at it. So I'm just gonna keep hammering down. We've already made 2 passes across this, and it's over a 40 across. It's like 80 acres across. So we're really clipping along. So got a little bit of cleaning up to do over here because I didn't really have my GPS set up where I should have. So go along here, click some buttons, cut some hay. I don't know, I like it. Really getting used to it now, and I feel like I could really hammer some acres out with it. It'll be interesting when we get the field actually chopped off to see what the true cut actually looks like, because you could say right now that they both look very similar, but once we actually get it chopped off and you can see the rows right next to each other, what was cut, I think maybe you'll see a difference. See if all the extra money for this machine is worth the hype. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Gosh, we're really cutting this stuff off fast. We've never had 2 cutters out here at one time, so this is kind of all giddy about it. So pulling up here, gonna hit my auto track button and hit the go. Hands free, setting it down, really growling in the front, and then get our cruise control. It's just gonna get it up and get it going for me. It's gonna climb up as it has enough power to do it, and I keep trucking. This is fun. We got a refrigerator. I think does not have anything good for it, good for me in it. We got a little storage compartment over here. know what's down there. Hate to touch too much stuff. But yeah, really nice basic cab. John Deere has quite a bit more foot room. Boots are seen better days. I don't know if you guys have seen my boots, but they're well used. But yeah, I don't know. I can stretch my feet out in it, no problem. But missing the big corner like John Deere has. So I guess we're just gonna keep hammering down and I guess running until I run out of hours. I got until 27 hours and we're at 24.5. I know Big Ricky wanted to watch it. I know Big Ricky wanted to run it, but I don't know if he's gonna. I might just run it till we run out of time because it's gonna take enough time just to teach him how to run it. So we'll see what happens. You know, it always feels like you're styling in something until you drive something else, and then suddenly you're not styling as much as you were before. I really think they should just leave this tractor here. I'd take it. Get something boogies, that's for sure. 35 right now. It's a smooth ride. It is a really rough year for new seeding. I don't think we have a single field of new seeding that looks good all the way across. It just had too much water, rye got too tall, and that's pretty much it. It's just wasn't good conditions for the new seeding to get started. Basically, all we're doing cutting this new seeding is starting it over and just really seeing what we got and what's actually coming through. I know there ain't much. We kind of gotta figure out what's gonna have to be replanted and go from there. I know we have a lot to replant, so I guess all we can do is start it over and see what we gotta do. Alright, I put the cutter in the hands of Big Ricky. Hopefully you don't run me over. Just gave him a quick run through on how to run it. And I wanted to get some footage. So this stuff we've been cutting, or I've been cutting, whoever's been cutting, about 10 miles an hour. It's been doing really good. I think you could push it a little faster if you really wanted to, but it's doing a nice job. Field's kind of rough, so I'm not gonna complain with 10 miles an hour. That's pretty quick. So yeah, figured I'd just get some footage from the outside of it, since you guys have really only seen the inside because I haven't had an opportunity to film it. So letting him have at her, have a little ball in there and see how he likes it. Now I suppose he doesn't know how to just put one cutter down. So he's gonna sit there wait for me. This is kind of funny actually. I'm coming, Ricky! I'm coming to sing today! I'm coming! Oh. I broke it. It's supposed to be. Oh, there you go. Turn that thing off. All right. So Ricky, what do you think?
A lot.
A lot?
Nice.
It's nice. One measly roll left. I was very surprised when Big Ricky didn't kick me out of here to run her for a little while. I would have let him, but he did make the right decision letting me drive it for this last field so we could actually get it all cut, because we would have had to actually learn how to use it to do the outside rounds, and it took a bit of getting used to compared to our old cutters. But like now that I've ran it pretty much all day, like it's like second nature again. It feels just like running that one, but if you don't have that all day experience, I don't think that catch on to it quite that fast. Because when I did my first outside rounds with this, it was a little stressful, a lot of buttons, but once you get back or get kind of used to it, then it's like, well, really none of these buttons do anything, and just know what buttons to press and when, and she goes pretty smooth. So coming up towards the end of our cutting here, I'd like to give a thank you to Brandon at Vanderloop Equipment for bringing this out here and hooking us up with this. Definitely a really good demo for us. Even just the tractor itself, between the tractor and the cutter, they're both great demos because both pieces of equipment are very practical for us to be using on the farm. And definitely it was really nice seeing these cutters and being able to run this tractor, because I do really like this tractor, and I think going on to future tractor purchases, it's definitely gonna put a persuasion on what we're gonna want, because I really like this tractor. I don't know, I'm sure my brother, the little bit he ran it, I'm sure he could probably say the same. So yeah, doing my last cut here. Kyle finished up down there, and then I think we're gonna park these side by side and just kind of talk them over, look them over. So a little comparison on what a $60,000 triple cutter and a roughly $120,000 triple cutter difference is. So the biggest thing, and I like it more on this, but looking at the front of this, your height adjustment is essentially done with your 3-point, and then that also with these springs makes the down pressure. So now looking back at this one is solid mounted onto the 3-point, so it's really easy. You just pick up 3-point when you're not cutting, set it down when you're cutting. This one, you have hydraulics that actually run this up and down, so it just makes it a little bit more complicated. So I think that's where there's a big benefit on this one. So then really that's the only big difference in the front. Otherwise this one does throw it a little narrower, and I think that causes some issues with not cutting as good sometimes. But it also throws the windrow in between the tires, where this one does not. You run over the windrow. Then going back to the back, this one's a 35-foot, this one's 30-foot, so I believe there's just an extra turtle on this one. I'm not going to count them, but I'm pretty sure there's just an extra turtle. Otherwise, they're the same. But as far as this one goes, it has a little controller box inside of the cab that will release the pins, and really you look at them and they're essentially the same design. So there's these pins here, or these whatever locks. These locks catch it so it can't unfold. This one has a little toggle on the cab that pulls this spring back and unlocks it so you can unfold it. While this one over here has two strings that you pull from in the cab. And that pulls them up and you can unfold it. Otherwise, not much of a difference. Now, like looking over here, these booms, they slide in and out of here. You maybe can't see it on this side, but they do swing out. I'll climb up here. Where the heck are they? Right here. So this whole arm swings out. It must do about 3 feet on each side or something like that. Close to 3. So that just allows it to get to 35 feet. Otherwise, I'm not sure that they slide out if they're not 35 foot. And then this one's just solid. You unfold it and it stays. The only thing that's nice about that 35 footer is when you go around corners, this one will miss on corners because of how it lines up. This one overlaps when you have it set to 30 feet, so you can make those corners a little easier. Otherwise, cutting today, they did the same exact job. That cocktail mix was 40 some inches tall. It was like up to my chest, and they both performed the same, both cut the same as far as I know. When we go and actually chop it off, there might be a difference, but as far as right now, they're the same. So I mean, really, it's just what you want. I wouldn't be opposed to going more expensive next time. We just got these triple cutters 3 years ago. This might be our 3rd or 4th year with them. I think 3rd year with them. And then just had these today. So I don't know. Is it worth the extra $60,000 to have these? I don't know. As far as an actual cutting standpoint, probably not. This is a little bit wider. They don't make these in 35 foot, but I don't know. I really don't know. I do like, I mean, it's a lot more open. Getting in here, putting PTO on, hydraulics on, a lot more room. This one, I can't even walk in here straight. I gotta go crooked. Then you get in, you can work on it. It's not a big deal, but I mean, it comes down to the little things. Do you want to spend $60,000 to have a fancier machine? This is, I mean, it's basic. There's nothing to it. And I don't know. Maybe this is gonna wear out really fast because it's so cheap, built cheaper. Who really knows? Guess we'll find out. We don't run a crazy amount of acres either. So I don't know what the right answer is, but that's the difference between the two. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's something a little different than what I posted in the past. So make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.